WrestleMania. Hello everybody, MTRG here, and I'm here to give you my WrestleMania 33 predictions. I understand it's just WrestleMania, but this is the 33rd one, so WrestleMania 33. Anyway, we have a lot of matches to get through, so let's just go right straight. Let's get straight to it. Pre-show match: Neville versus Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship. I think Neville, because I feel like the Cruiserweight Championship has not really been seen as important yet, and I think Neville, being the heel champion, can hang on to that championship for a while to make it mean something to when it's lost, because so far every transition hasn't exactly felt it was the right time to someone to just be the Cruiserweight champion. It didn't feel right when TJ Perkins lost it. It didn't feel right when Brian Kendrick lost it, but it did feel right when Rick Swann lost it. But other than that, it didn't really feel like that. It didn't feel like it was the time for the Cruiserweight Championship to ever change hands. It's already changed twice, and it hasn't been around for only a year. So I think Neville's going to keep it. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I have it down to 3 picks. Samoa Joe, because I think he might be in there, Braun Strowman, or Sami Zayn. Those are my best 3 because Sami Zayn is the only one that made it feel like it was worth something on Raw earlier last week. So there's a chance, and I feel like he's honoring it to Mick Foley, so you know, like, and it's a WrestleMania, there has to be like a feel-good moment, so like Sami Zayn, plus it'd be a nice win for him. And he is known as the underdog pretty much all the time, so yeah, I think this would definitely be a nice win. Braun Strowman, don't get me wrong, like, he can benefit, I guess, a little bit from winning. I get the idea he's big and everything like that, but I wouldn't really care if he won. It just, I feel like this thing should be to someone who's not yet quite up there or established yet. And I feel Braun kind of already has established himself. I know he lost to Roman Reigns, but that's not really any harm or foul in my opinion. So I don't see any problem if he didn't win this match, but Sami Zayn, in my opinion, kind of has. I mean, he has not exactly had the winningest streak ever since coming up to the main roster. He hasn't won a championship. He hardly wins any of the feuds he's in. So in my opinion, Sami Zayn probably just needs this more. And the reason Samoa Joe, because he debuted and people say, Samoa Joe, Samoa Joe, Samoa. As you can tell, I really hate when someone newly debuts that everyone loves, because, like, they have to win. They have to win. Got you. I'm really waiting to when Samoa Joe loses, then I'll start caring for him. I think I've said that in my Fastlane predictions video. Seth Rollins versus Triple H. Seth Rollins. We know it's going to happen. We know. Bayley versus Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. Bayley, here's my reason why. I feel this is going to be the rivalry between Sasha Banks and Bayley, and they're going to kind of have it carry on through the rest of the ping. Like I think maybe Bayley will pin Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks will feel betrayed, so she'll attack Bayley, and they're gonna have a match of Payback, and then they'll feud over the belt for quite a bit. And maybe Charlotte and Nia Jax will have a program, or Nia Jax or Dana Brooke. Like, you know, I feel like there's just more for Charlotte to do, and Nia Jax, I don't think it's her time. Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens. It's going to be Kevin Owens because Chris Jericho is going to be leaving soon. So Kevin Owens is probably the guy who's going to win it. Plus, it's kind of tradition, everybody. The guy who has the big belt loses, he gets the United States Championship. It happens to everybody. It's happened to Roman Reigns. It's happened to Sheamus. It's happened to John Cena. It happened to Daniel Bryan. It's going to happen again. Trust me, it's going to happen. John Cena and Nikki Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. John Cena and Nikki Bella. Not because it's just John Cena and Nikki Bella, but due to the sole fact that The Miz can kind of just carry things on when he wins. Like, I get it's John Cena at WrestleMania. I get it. He just wins because he's the good guy. But all in all, I just don't think it makes 100% good sense or storytelling for The Miz just to win. I mean, here's the one thing that's been argued. The whole John Cena like Hollywood sort of thing. What does John Cena prove if he like what happened? I mean, what does this mean for John Cena if he loses? The Miz was right the entire time? I mean, it makes more sense for Cena to lose, like Cyrus. No, he was wrong the entire time, rather than Miz be like, oh, I won. See, we're right. We're right. We're right. That's why I think it's John Cena and Nikki Bella. Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin. Has to be Baron Corbin. Has to be Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin. Win, win, win. The Club. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Sheamus and Cesaro versus Enzo and Cass in a ladder match. It has to be Enzo and Cass. It's going to be that giant, like a babyface win that Enzo and Cass has been so long since they've won the since they've even had a shot at the championship. They're going to go all the way to like big happy WrestleMania moment. Ta-da! Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch versus Natalya versus Mickie James versus Carmella versus Naomi. In a 6-pack women challenge, the same thing we got at Backlash. Naomi. It's her home state. Are they really not going to give her it? Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. A little tough to pick because in storytelling progression, Shane McMahon should win because he's right, because he's just in the right. Well, I know a lot of people like to say AJ Styles is probably in the right, but I don't believe he was right to attack Shane McMahon. I mean, like this is my biggest question. Like, what happens to either guy if he loses? AJ was trying to be said he was being held back the entire time, and if he loses, does that mean he was like if AJ Styles wins, does that mean he was right or something? Like, I don't understand I understand this was a good feud, but what concludes when this ends? I'm very curious. I don't know. I'm going to say AJ Styles though, because I do feel like he's a phenomenal guy and he needs a big win at WrestleMania. And Shane McMahon can definitely be that. Shane McMahon can definitely be that guy. Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. I'm actually going to be saying The Undertaker. And it's not because I believe everyone has this faith in The Undertaker or anything. It's not because I believe it's not because I think the WWE has the faith in Roman Reigns to win this or anything like that, but even The Undertaker, I don't believe Roman Reigns is the guy. And look, I get it, and it's not because I believe Roman Reigns deserves this or doesn't, and I don't think this is going to put him over than he already isn't. My big thing with The Undertaker winning over Roman Reigns is because I think this is just going to be another Undertaker versus someone match at WrestleMania. Yes, this one's incredibly unpredictable, but more or less it's because the way Roman's being booked rather than the whole, ooh, does he deserve it or something like that. So yes, I think The Undertaker's going to win to make it a good, yeah. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. I want to say Bray Wyatt so much because in some way, yes, he's been overdue and it shouldn't last as long as it was. Plus, if he loses, it's the most forgettable run I think that's ever happened to this World Championship for a main player. I don't remember anything about Bray Wyatt's run if it ends. I hardly remember anything. The thing he did with the paddle, that's all I remember. And Randy Orton burning down the house thing. So I think Bray Wyatt is going to win. Lastly, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. I think they're going to go for it. I think they're going to have Brock Lesnar lose again to Goldberg. So that way Goldberg can at least wrestle somebody different, and hopefully, thank God, having a different match against a new younger talent, putting that younger talent over, because oh my God, we needed a goddamn new talent. And it pisses me off that they used someone like Goldberg and didn't put him against anybody new. I mean, yeah, Rusev, I guess, but at the same time, like, I wanted someone new to go toe-to-toe with Goldberg. And Brock Lesnar can be brought back anytime. Goldberg cannot. I think this is the time to build someone new with Goldberg. It could happen. Well, everyone, those are my predictions. Those are my predictions for WrestleMania this Sunday. What are your predictions? Leave them in the comments below, and hit that like and subscribe button just because you like me.